Hello, hello. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hello, Lois. Mary, how's it going? Everybody have a good Tuesday? Kathy, hello. All right. So, as you're popping on, say hello so I know who's watching. Got a minute or two until 7. Hey, Marilyn. Did everybody have a good day today? I just worked. I don't think I've even been outside. All right. So we wrapped up the shop hop this past weekend, and we have a lot of fun, exciting things coming up in September for Scrappy Chic. So make sure you check out the calendar. And the crop room has been hopping lately. Everybody's coming in and getting some projects done. So that's very exciting. Anybody planning on cropping this week? This weekend? It's the holiday weekend, Labor Day. I know a lot of kids are already in school, but my nieces don't start until next week. So I still have school shopping to do on Thursday. All right. Well, we'll give it another minute and then I will get started. We are going to talk about, hey, Robin, some background techniques with using alcohol inked backgrounds on Yupo paper, oh my gosh, paper, and bubble wrap and plastic wrap. I actually prepped and did a few things early. So this is actually a background I did a long time ago, and I wanted to try it and make sure that it would work. Tim says, and this is a technique that he showed, so I did not make this up. I'm sure you've probably seen it around. That whenever you spray alcohol on alcohol inked backgrounds, you reactivate the ink. Oh, Mary, I think you're cropping all week, aren't you? Hey, Barbara. Um, so it really did work. And I'm actually going to do one so you can see what it looks like. I wanted to have a sample though to show you. So this is one that I did earlier. And then I also wanted to show you the reveal. So this is a background that I just did yesterday, maybe? Maybe this morning. I don't know. And I wanted to show you the big reveal. So you can even hear it. Can you hear that? Oh, you have to really let it dry all the way before you take it off. But look at that. And it's still not even dry all the way, but I think I put too much alcohol on there to activate, but it really did give some nice texture. Hey, Renee. Hi, Laura. Hello, hello. So this is just regular alcohol inks. It was a blend of a yellow, an orange, and a red. Sorry, I didn't write down the colors. Um, but I just recently did them now. This one was with plastic wrap, and I definitely put too much alcohol on there to activate it because it took a really long time. But I will say that, and these are my tips with plastic wrap because I didn't bring any down to show you. You begin the same way as what we're going to do when I show you this one. You spray it with alcohol, which I'm going to show you, and then you set the plastic wrap down flat. And then what you do is you don't smash your hand on it like this and like smoosh it up. You just want to take your finger and kind of pull the plastic wrap around a little bit like this so that you get these wrinkles in it. And then you want to put it aside. So you see, I had it sitting on this paper towel So it would be really easy to move, because if you just grab the plastic wrap when it's wet, the plastic wrap is just going to come off. All right. So it's pretty much dry now. I will say again that don't be heavy-handed when you spray the alcohol. And again, I'm going to show you that in just a second. But I want to just do this reveal too with the plastic wrap. You can feel that or hear that peeling off. But look at that. Look at that background texture. Mary is asking what happens if you remove it before it's dry. It just looks like a regular background that you did. You don't get any of the texture because the alcohol and the alcohol ink move back into the places where they were. So if you don't let it dry and set before you pull off the plastic, and you can see on the plastic wrap, there's the dried ink on there that gives you that texture that you can see here. So you can see that the ink is raised here on the sides. Robin, for this technique, yes, it's alcohol ink with alcohol on Yupo paper. All right, so I'm going to go over some of the supplies I used. This is just Yupo paper, or you can use the Duralar that Tim uses now, but it's plastic paper. So it's closed pore. It doesn't, nothing soaks in. It dries on the surface, right? That's what Yupo paper is. And then you're going to use your alcohol ink. This is my mister with pure alcohol. It's 91% isopropyl alcohol. This is the alcohol blending solution, and these are two different things. So they can't necessarily be substituted for what we're using. And then I used my alcohol ink blower, and then I didn't use the ink blender. I just squirted ink on. I did a layer of a very fine mist of alcohol first. I put some ink down, and then I squirted on some of the alcohol blending solution, and then I used this always reminds me of the thing that you use to start a fire, or whatever that's called, that blows the air. I can't remember what it's called. But anyway, and then I use that to move the colors around. All right. So this is one of the ones that I did. I think it was this morning that I did it. So this is some dark blue, regular ink and pearl. It's purple, fuchsia, a little bit of the silver mixative, and then a little bit of the white mixative. I was trying to do a galaxy. I didn't do too bad, right? Let's see. I'm just going to check the comments. Hold on, because they're flying by. All right, Laura's asking what paper. It's got to be Yupo paper, Laura, or Duralar, the plastic paper, the non-porous closed cell paper, so that the ink doesn't seep in. So that's what this is. This is the Yupo paper. All right. So you're going to start out with a background like so. It can be one that you did last year. This one that I used was one that I did in one of our very first technique talks that we talked about alcohol inks. All right, so I'm going to put these aside so I don't spray them with alcohol. So we don't want to use the blending solution for this, so I'm putting that aside so I don't grab it. And I just was showing you the tools that I used to create my background. All of the things can be found at Scrappy Chic. So this is bubble wrap that I just went into a box that I got a delivery and grabbed the bubble wrap. See, it says thank you for your purchase. So I just grabbed some bubble wrap and I cut it into pieces the same size as the Yupo paper. This is not the tiniest Yupo paper, but the middle sized Yupo paper, and I cut it in half because I didn't want to do the whole piece the same size. So I am going to put this paper towel down underneath because I tend to overflow anything that I'm spraying. Now I'm going to try to do a light hand, because when I watched this demo by Tim. Oh, a bellow. Okay, that sounds right. Okay, thanks, guys. Um, he said that it in about 30 minutes it would be dry. Now he's in Arizona, so it's a lot drier there. It is not that dry here because the ones that I did have been drying for a couple hours. And part of that is because I probably spray too much alcohol on here. So what you do is you spray pure alcohol, not the kind you drink. Like I said, this is 91% isopropyl alcohol, straight up, not on the rocks, just in my sprayer. And then you just spritz lightly alcohol all over your alcohol inked background because you want to get your alcohol ink woken up. All right, you want to wake that ink up, and you'll be able to see that kind of starts moving around when you spray it on there. So if you can see how the alcohol ink starts to move. All right. And then you're just going to lay your bubble wrap right on. And with the bubble wrap, you can press because you want, and by the way, do it bubble side down, not the smooth side. So you want the bubble side touching your page, okay? I know that sounds obvious, but that is how you're going to get the texture. All right, now I am going to lift this up. Can you see where the bubbles have made contact with the background? Can you kind of see how the bubble wrap is on there? That is what you're looking for. And then once you do that, you just have to let it dry. And I can already tell I didn't spray as much alcohol, and I'm just going around and making sure that I've got good contact on all my bubbles. And then the waiting game begins. Might be easier for you to see if I pick it up like this. So can you see? There, that's a little bit better. Can you see where the contact was made? All right. Now, I'm going to just spray this same one again so that I can show you what the plastic wrap looks like on there, okay? So you want to start with your plastic wrap as flat as you can, and trust me, I know how hard it is with plastic wrap. I am not very good at wielding the plastic wrap. It always sticks together and then it never sticks to what I want it to stick to. So I'm not a huge fan of plastic wrap, but it's not that bad for this. Okay, so pretend this is our fresh inked background. You're going to do the same thing. You're going to spritz it, and you can see that it does get that ink moving again. Can you see that? All right, and then you are going to lay this on here and just tap it around. You don't want to flatten it because you don't want the whole sheet to touch. You just want some of it to grab. And then you're just going to start moving and pinching the plastic wrap because that is what's going to give you those darker marks because it kind of builds up the ink and then it's going to stick there. And that is what gives you the texture. And just in a moment, I will hold it up again so you can see because you can see what's going on here. Ooh. All right. Okay, so can you see how you can kind of tell under the plastic wrap where it's wet, and then when you pinch it, you can see that again, and that how you've got some connection here and there, but not totally all over. So that is what's going to give you the texture. Okay, it's easy as that. Anybody have any questions? Who would like to see a technique talk on just doing the basic alcohol ink backgrounds? Is that something that you guys would be interested in seeing? There's a couple of different ways you can do the backgrounds. The way that I explained using the the blower. And then you can also do the backgrounds with the felt pads and the blending tool. Is that something that would be interesting to you folks, viewers? Or are you all experts? Because I'm happy to do that next week. All right. Yeah. Anybody have any questions about this? Again, we have loads of alcohol inks. We've got the blending solution. We've got the Yupo and the Duralar papers at the store. You're going to have to probably find your own plastic wrap and bubble wrap. Although Renee might get bubble wrap in some orders. So, yeah. And then, of course, your 91%. I like the stronger alcohol, clearly, the 91% isopropyl alcohol, and you don't water it down for that. All right. This is a quick one, but I love, love, love this technique. I love how that looks on these backgrounds. It would be fun to do die cuts with as well, flowers, or would be great background for a shaker. Think of all kinds of things that you could do with this. But yeah, it's a fun technique. Oh yeah, when you buy the new glass dome, you get some bubble wrap in there. See, he was thinking. All right, thanks for that, Mary. I did get my dome. I was kind of struggling on where I was going to get some bubble wrap because when I get packages from Amazon, they're those big, fat bubbles that are like this, not necessarily tiny bubbles like this. All right, if nobody has any questions, I will say thanks for joining us. Have a fantastic Labor Day weekend. Be safe. And we will be back next Tuesday with some alcohol ink background techniques. And then Scrappy Chat will be the 9th. And we will be pulling our winner for the YouTube subscriber contest that we've been having. We reached our goal, as I mentioned last time. So we're at our goal. And we will be pulling that winner and probably talking about all the super fun things we've got coming up in September. We might even start chatting about the things that are happening in October. Don't forget, Kim has a Better Press class happening. Oh, maybe that happened today. But check out her classes as well. She's got some fantastic card classes going on during the week. And that's really all I got to say. Again, happy Labor Day, and thank you so much for joining me. Hey, Ellie, how are you? You're going to have to try this with your grandma tomorrow. All right, everybody, thanks for joining. We'll talk to you soon.